channel, The Transparent Homeschool. Today I am bringing you another curriculum review. It is the Tuttle Twins American History, Volume 1. And I have a few things to show you guys, so let's just jump in. So the first thing that I am going to do is just really quickly talk about like how to use this course. And this would be my only suggestion to the Tuttle Twins is to create a rough outline of how to use this course. It took a very large amount of planning from me, and I'm talking multiple days, to go through this book and all of the worksheets that come in a PDF. When you buy the book, you get a PDF with all of these, and you can utilize them. You don't have to use them. You can use as many as you want. I decided to print out the whole thing. And then there is a video component also, and there's 9 videos, okay? There's 9 of them, and they don't correspond to a specific chapter. So luckily, my sister had done this last year, so she kind of told me, you know, watch video 1 when you're done reading this chapter. Watch video 2 when you're done reading this chapter. And so it's not like chapter 1 you read and then you watch the video. It's not like that at all. So I had a hard time with like planning what workbook pages, because they are, and I'm going to do a flip through of this, so I'm just going to really quickly. They do have different units and they are color coded, but like when do you use which pages to which chapter? Or like where in the chapter would you fill in some of these pages? And so that would be my only critique of this history program, is just to kind of have like a rough outline of how to use the course, and then kind of let the parents take it from there. But I had to from scratch create our schedule, and it did evolve throughout the year. There's also an audio. There's also audio versions of all of the chapters. However, when I purchased it, I actually had a different computer, and it crashed on me with most of my data being unrecoverable. So unfortunately, I lost the audio part of Volume 1. So anyway, that being aside. So I'm going to give you first a flip through of the book, and then I will give you a flip through of the worksheets, and then I will take you online and show you a little bit about how to incorporate that into your history schedule. Okay, so like I said, here is the Volume 1 American History, and it starts at 1215. Well, that is way before America was a country, you say. You would be correct. And it does, when you open it up, here is your table of contents. There are only 11 chapters, and a little note from Connor Boyack, and then it just jumps right into chapter 1. So this talks about the Silk Road, and that's why it goes back to 1215, because it does go back all the way to the Silk Road. It is written in story form, as with all of the other Tuttle Twin books, and so the illustrations are the same, but throughout the chapter they have these like blocked off sections, and I will give you a quick rundown of how I use this curriculum at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But they are scattered throughout the chapter, and we did not do all of this reading in one sitting. I broke this up over 4 days. And then at the end of each chapter, it will always have a thought, and then kind of one of these let's talk about it type things. So I am just going to continue to flip through this. I probably won't hit every page. I'm going to go pretty quickly and just show you kind of the colorful, lovely illustrations. So the other one is Elijah, so every other chapter they switch. And so, yeah. So here's chapter 3, and so I'm just going to, again, quickly run through these pages so you can see what the book looks like. All right, so this is the end right here, and it does stop right. The last chapter is when the Declaration of Independence comes, and so they haven't even in this book really gotten to the Revolutionary War yet. So that is a really quick flip through of the actual history book. Now I'm going to do a flip through of the worksheets. Okay, so this is the, I guess you could call it like a student guide that goes along with the curriculum. You do not get this book. I printed out all of these pages and I had them spiral bound and everything. So the first page just tells you there's different icons on some of the worksheets, and it talks to you about what those mean. You can have a history book. They want you to make a timeline, and then it just hops right into the first unit. And again, it will tell you any supplies that you need for any projects. And I will say there are lots of different activities in each unit, and I was very excited about that. So we have done varied amounts of presentations, we have acted out some things, we have read poems, did coloring sheets, word searches, and things like that. So I'm really happy that they made such an effort to make so many different activities. So in the beginning of Unit 1, you have some recipes to make if you choose to. Like I said, here is a word search, and then they have a few of these actually where you can unscramble them. They have different assignments. We did this one that was pretty cool. Let's see here. Some crosswords, science experiments, and so on. They are not very long units as far as how many pages in each unit. And again, they do not correspond with any specific like page number or whatever from the book. You just kind of choose when to do them or if you want to do them. So then we go to chapter 2, and they have some assignments where you are defining words, some cutting and pasting that you do. Like here are some defined words, so I would split these up between my 2 kids, and then they took turns defining them. And then we'll go through just really quickly. I'm not gonna hit every page, but just to give you a quick glimpse of what all is in here. In the back of the book, after Unit 11, there is a kind of guide for brainstorming ideas for large group activities. If you want to make it maybe like a co-op class or something, you could do some of these activities to drive home some of these points. And then also in the back is kind of all of the answers for the activities that you do, which is very thoughtful. And so that is the end of the student guide. Okay, so we just finished the flip through of the actual book and the student guide. Again, I printed all of this out myself. This does not come bound. It is not a book for you to purchase. I just decided that I wanted to do that. I used really thick paper for this because I think it prints better on thick paper, so that is what I used for their companion guide. But then in the book, I wanted to mention this real quick. On those, at the very end of the chapters, of every chapter, they have those, a thought from Connor or a thought from Elijah, and then they have the let's talk about it. These 2 pages in every chapter, for me, were some of the most valuable parts of the curriculum. It allowed my kids and I to have really deep conversations about things that, without being prompted to talk about them, I don't know that we would. A lot of critical thinking was going on there, opening them to new ideas about history. And again, I don't think on my own, without the promptings from this book, that I would be talking about those things with my kids. And we had some really good discussions. I enjoyed reading this. I read it out loud. Like I said, I think I learned more with this course than I ever have about American history and why certain things happened and, you know, why people were angry and all of that stuff. But this is great. My kids really loved the story. They were engaged the whole time that I read. However, the star of the program, absolutely 100%, are the online videos. And I'm going to show you them super quick because there's really not a lot to talk about, just besides showing you guys kind of how it all works. So I'm gonna go jump on the computer and I will show you guys the online videos. Okay guys, when you buy your course, they will send you a link in the email for the history videos and the password to get into there. But this is basically where it comes up, and it is called Mr. C. And so, like I said, there are 9 videos, and they are not necessarily correlated with any particular part of the program. Now, you can watch them all at once because they don't, like I said, they don't go like, this is not like Unit 1, this is not Unit 2. It is helpful that they have the kind of overarching topic that he's going to discuss up here. So you do have kind of a better idea where to place this as you're going through the course. But then when you get down here, like all of these videos kind of, you know, they are very similar in their content. And so you don't necessarily have like chapter 9, chapter 8, chapter 7. It's just kind of when you want to watch these. Most of them are around 30 minutes long. So again, plan for that. The video was the only thing that we did on the day that like the video was scheduled. That way I knew we were just doing the same amount of work that we would be doing other days, except for this one down here. This one, I believe, is like an hour long. And I can guarantee you, if your kids are anything like mine, they were captivated the whole time. However, I did split this video up between 2 days. So we watched about 30 minutes in the first day and about 30 minutes in the second day. And when I stopped at the first day, they were like, oh, why can't we continue? So I thought that was funny. But again, basically, this right here is the introduction video about why Mr. C is talking to us. But I'm just really quickly going to show you the beginning of one of the videos.
Have you ever had an argument with one of your brothers and sisters that you just could not solve? I'm talking here about something really serious, like who gets the last piece of pie, or what we call the Eastern Seaboard, everywhere from Georgia all the way up to Maine and into a little bit of Canada as well, and all the states in between. Most of those states will become colonies. A colony is, so it gives the colonies a sort of a rebel character. Right from the beginning, the colonies feel like a more rough and tumble sort of place to be. And you get some amazing different reasons. You get people who were insistent that they have religious freedom. They could worship.
So that is the online portion of the curriculum. I was watching these videos. So let me wrap up our video about the curriculum. Okay, so like I said, that's basically it. You have the book that you read from, engaging story, very informative. You can use the student pages if you choose to. You do not have to. You can use some of them. You do not have to use any of them. It's completely up to you. And the online portion of it. And I can tell you, your family will learn so much about American history. You will have great discussions. So I highly recommend this for American history. So how we would do it is we would read one unit for a week. I would split up the chapter into chunks for about 25 to 30 minutes of reading, and it wasn't a big deal because my kids loved this story. And then I would choose one worksheet from here that kind of was around what we were learning at the time. Sometimes we didn't do them. A lot of times we did. But, you know, that's the freedom of homeschooling. And then next week, I had planned to listen to the chapter as an audio file, but like I said in the beginning of the video, my computer crashed very early on, and so we did not get to utilize that, which I think would have been fun, but whatever. So the second week after we read the full chapter, well, let me say this. As we were going through the chapter, I did not read the colored boxes or the colored pages. I did not read those as we were going through the chapter. So after we read the chapter the first week, then I would go back the next day and I would read all of the colored boxes. And then, so that would have been Monday. And then on Tuesday, we went through a thought from Connor or a thought from Elijah and the let's talk about it. And that's when we had all of our really good discussions. And then Wednesday and Thursday, depending on kind of what we had going on, I would either have them do 1 or 2 pages in here. A lot of times I assigned them a project. Some of them are from the student pages. Some of them I just thought of by myself. And we would take Wednesday and Thursday to research and create their project. A lot of times we had poster boards. Sometimes they had to act it out. Other times I just had them, like in here that talks about Paul Revere, so I had them read the poem, The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere, and they had to alternate every other paragraph. So they had to practice Wednesday and Thursday, you know, getting the words that they were not familiar with down, understanding, like, I stop here, he starts here, you know, and then she picks up. So I had them practice that and things. So we had a lot of fun this year with history and presentations. And it was good because you're bringing in that, like, public speaking practice. So, again, I think a lot of freedom with this curriculum, a lot of fun, great information, all around amazing curriculum. Again, my only critique would be I would have loved there to be either in the beginning of here or on the PDF as part of the student guide, just a really rough like schedule on how to use it. That way it didn't take me as long to plan it. That's all I have to share with you about American History Volume 1 from the Tuttle twins. Like I said, I love all of their products, and I am so happy that I gave this a try. I think it was engaging and really entertaining for my kiddos. My 5-year-old even listened in for a lot of it and chimed in at some discussions that we had, but not all of them. But great info, and I will use Volume 2 next year. So excited to continue on with the story of American history. If you have any questions about the Tuttle twins or about their American history program, how I used it, I can kind of do another video if you want me to about my schedule that I made. But other than that, I am really glad that you chose to stick to the end of this video, and I'll see you later.